Hello everybody, in this video I have a Thompson's craft supplies project to share with you using the June mixed media kit. This week's project is a scrapbook layout, which for me is quite simple, I suppose. That sounds a little bit insulting, doesn't it? But it's just, yeah, it's not a complicated layout, we'll put it that way. So I'm just starting with a 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock here, and then taking this paint from the kit, which is the Shabby Velour paint, which I have used in projects before, but I feel like in this one you can really see the texture of this paint. I've just dry brushed it on there. It dried almost instantly with the heat tool, and yeah, just really messy brush strokes going on there. And then I wanted to bring in the stencil from the kit, so I've just marked really lightly in pencil there the exact middle of the page. So I'm going to use this sort of lacy looking border part of the stencil, and I wanted it to go across the middle, and I knew if I didn't have marks for myself then it would go really wonky, so that's why I've made those marks, but the paint covers them up. What I'm using to stencil is this paint that came in one of the previous kits. I can't remember which one because I have the memory of a goldfish, but it's Fabrica Decoru in metallic turquoise. It's probably available in store, so I should be able to link it. And I'm just sponging that on there. The second time I did it, it was a little bit messy, but I do cover the messy bits up, so it doesn't matter too much. I do dry it in between layers of putting the stencil down, obviously, so I don't smush my previous bit of stenciling. And then off camera, I did just clean off my stencil a little bit because I wanted to put it back down to use the main part of the stencil and didn't want to get any stray bits of blue metallic paint on parts of the layout where they were not wanted. And I'm stenciling the mandala, whatever, with gold embellishment mousse on there. The photo I'm scrapping in this layout is a very small one. I knew that putting it in the dead center, as I've done with this stenciling, you would still see parts of that stenciling coming outside of the photo, so you would still see all that circle and everything. So with that, well, I kind of almost dried it and then put it aside to finish off drying while I did this next little step here. I got out all the little wooden pieces that came in this kit, and I'm going to colour all of those with waxes and embellishment mousse and stuff. The first is the Prima Metalliques wax in Mint Sparkle, I think, and I'm just colouring those just straight on with my finger. I haven't gessoed them first because I didn't really think it was needed on this occasion, and then going in with embellishment mousse, that is Coral Calypso I'm doing there, and then I'm going to go in with Peony Pink. Now with the Prima wax I only had to do one layer, but with the embellishment mousse you just have to sort of leave it to dry and then do a second layer, but leaving it to dry is 2 minutes if that, so just put it aside, do something else for a minute, and then go back and do a second layer just so you get that proper strong colour on there. So just finishing up those little wooden pieces, I've kind of gone with quite light, delicate colours for this layout. It's not quite shabby chic, but it's like shabby chic borderline, I suppose. So quite light, girly, feminine colours on this layout. Just quickly backing my photo here, I'm just going to give it one layer of backing. Again, this is paper from the kit. I believe it is from Paige Evans Horizon, and I'm using the lightest pink part of that paper just to have one simple layer of backing there. But then I also thought, let's have some tulle because I love me some tulle, so just adding that extra layer of tulle there. I just ripped a piece, folded it in half, and I'm popping it on with some 3D gloss gel and then plonking the photo back on top of that again with the gloss gel. And then once that's on, I'm going to start adding all my embellishments. Now what I'm doing with this layout is something that it's not something I really do. I'm just kind of throwing all the embellishments at the layout, and none of them are touching. Like, I am really one for embellishment clusters. I love to cluster them and put little groups of them under the photo and in the corner and stuff. But these are all just completely spread out. I think the only ones touching there are those ones I've put down there where I added the leaf next to the flower. It's kind of like just like this natural explosion of butterflies and flowers and things again, so no artificially made clusters and things, just things poofing out from the photo. Putting all those bits down, the wooden pieces and the flowers, those are also from the kit, those fabric flowers, not fabric, they're paper, those are all going down with the 3D gloss gel. And then I'm adding some of these, I don't know what to call them, they're like enamel dots but not, because they're like really thin enamel dots, but then they're also on foam, so they're really you know, they add a lot of layer and texture, but some of them are not on foam, but they are, I love the colours of those dots. They are just, that pink is just yummy, and the grey as well. So I just grabbed these Jen Hadfield thickers from my stash just for a random title of pretty, and I just playing around with that because I wasn't happy exactly where it was at first. And then I'm going to add lots and lots of stickers. This is from the Maggie Holmes sticker book. And yeah, I'm just picking lots of little random ones and adding to that sort of explosion of embellishments there. Some of them I can just put straight down on the layout where it goes, where just on the paper. The ones that go on top of where I added that paint, because it's so textured, they will not stick on there. So those ones I had to add some extra 3D gloss gel onto there just to make sure that they stayed in place. And I'm just going to keep going, go through the book. I'm choosing lots of little stickers. I've got little butterflies, little hearts, little bows, just, yeah, lots of pretty things like the layout title says. Then once those bits are all on there, I'm going to add some splatters, because obviously a layout like this, you're going to want some splatters. The first colour I add is Distress Oxide Spray in Victorian Velvet, one of my favouriteest oxide colours. Then also some Distress Spray Stain in Picket Fence. Obviously you can only see that where it lands on the white, not on the white, on the pink paint, but just adds to that shabby chic effect. And then I'm going to add the Nouveau Stone drops, and the colours are, I'm going to add Chalk White, Pink Granite and Gold Rush onto these, and I love the texture of these things. Hopefully you'll see in the close-ups at the end of the video, the texture of these drops is just something else. They are so very pretty. But then once I'd added the gold ones and they had the gold title, I was like, we're going to have some gold splatters, because otherwise it's just not going to be right. So on goes the Heidi Swap Colour Shine in Gold, and then once I've put those gold splatters down, that is the last thing I do to this layout. So there we go, it is finished. So thank you so much for watching. As always, as I said, a bit of a different layout for me this time. I often do ones that take a long time with loads of fussy cutting and cut files and stitching and things, but this one didn't take me too long, and I really like it. It's really simple, really pretty, again, as the title of the layout says. So yes, anyways, I'm going to shut up now. Links to Thompson's craft supplies down in the description box, as well as other products that I have used. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I am going. Thanks so much again. Bye bye.